In today's show, here's why the Bitcoin price is rocketing towards $100,000, according to crypto analyst Nicholas Merten in his most recent forecast entitled Bitcoin to 100,000 by the end of 2022, a macro perspective. The DataDash founder offers two key fundamental catalysts that can drive Bitcoin's rise to $100,000. Here's what he's quoted saying: "I believe pretty consciously in this case that 100,000 is quite reasonable. Bitcoin at over 1 trillion market cap is going to be relatively reasonable in an environment where there's money fleeing from global bonds, from global currencies, from equities or property markets as we enter into a longer drawn out bear market through a potential depression." I'll be giving you the full scoop here in today's show. Also in today's episode, Bitcoin. This financial trend could not be more bullish for BTC. Here's what Dan Tapiro from DTAP Capital, as well as Gold Bullion International, had to share on Twitter. Truly incredible, maybe even once in a lifetime. Investment grade corporate bond index back to near all-time highs. Fed buying junk bonds too. Risk of bankruptcies reduced even with 20 million unemployed. Unprecedented, unlimited liquidity. Could not be more bullish for gold and Bitcoin. And we'll be breaking this down for you in today's show. Also in today's episode, the BitMEX CEO Arthur Hayes says, "All in, mofos," on Bitcoin and gold. That's right. Here's what he had to say. "I will take my inflation-adjusted pocket rockets, gold and Bitcoin, and call your Bretton Woods 7-2 offsuit. All in, mofos." We'll be giving you the full scoop here in today's show. We'll also be taking a look at the overall cryptocurrency market. As you can see, Bitcoin is in the red. Some of the major cryptos are in the green. Where's the Bitcoin price likely to go from here? Find out all this, plus so much more in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day. So be sure to smash that subscribe button and click that bell icon to receive notifications of the latest premium crypto news. And before we kick off today's show, if interested in attending a free online event with the #1 most influential person in cryptocurrency, Charlie Shrem, to discover how traders are making 100 to 500% gains without making a single trade on their own, leveraging the skill set and talents of Charlie Shrem, be sure to click the link right down below this video in the description. And this works even during a bear market where there's a lot of volatility, which makes it even cooler. All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV. Let's dive right into today's top story of the day on why the Bitcoin price is rocketing towards $100,000, according to crypto analyst Nicholas Merten, who says he believes Bitcoin is firmly on a strong trajectory that will bring the leading crypto to 6 digits. In a new episode of DataDash, Merten takes a bird's eye look at Bitcoin's boom and bust cycles over the years by looking at the long-term logarithmic chart of the BraveNewCoin Liquid Index, which provides a reliable USD price of Bitcoin based on real-time trading data. Merten sees a likely timeline for the next bull run, and if you want to watch this exclusive interview, I included the resource in the show notes below the video in the description for you to check it out and hear it directly from Nicholas Merten himself. But now I'm going to give you some of the highlights. Here's what he had to say. If we take a look at the previous 3-year cycles we've had here in the crypto markets, we can generally take into note that we've seen an expansion of about a year added to each and every cycle. The first cycle was around 11 to 12 months, in this case for Bitcoin. Afterwards, from the bottom to the high, just like we did with the previous cycle, 24 months with the third cycle, we have a 35-month period from bottom to top, roughly give or take almost 3 years. There's no guarantee that history is going to repeat itself exactly. There might be some big discrepancies this time around with the macro environment. The halving might play out differently, but if we take a look here of the logarithmic growth curves and take into mind the significant lows and the significant resistance, we're actually going to line up quite nicely here to a top of $100,000, give or take. It might not be exactly even sometime in 2022. The DataDash founder offers 2 key fundamental catalysts that can drive Bitcoin's rise to 100,000. Here's what he said. We haven't seen the economic ramifications of the halving event and the continued macro environment going into a higher state of fear. These are the things that can drive Bitcoin to that valuation. I believe pretty consciously in this case that $100,000 is quite reasonable. Bitcoin at over 1 trillion market cap is going to be relatively reasonable in an environment where there's money fleeing from the global bonds, from global currencies, from equities or property markets as we enter into a longer drawn out bear market through a potential depression. I also want to remind everybody, when we saw a $20,000 Bitcoin price in December of 2017, the market cap was about $800 billion. So with a $1 trillion market cap, I also agree we're very likely to see a $20,000 plus Bitcoin. Here's what he continued to say. That's a very, very conservative ask, in my opinion, for a new emerging digital gold for millennials and Generation Z. A key point here is to focus on these longer term time frames, to be patient. This is going to be a long journey, but it's going to be a fun one. Touche. Although the future of the global economy is far from certain, Merten says he believes that in the long run, Bitcoin will benefit from the increasing intervention in the economy from the U.S. Federal Reserve as investors look outside of equities for assets with a fixed monetary supply. And he also shared, unlike the Fed, which says we're going to do X and then do Y, Bitcoin has been chugging along. If you need to process a transaction, you can do it. If you want to know what your money is going to be fixed in a system of your purchasing power is fixed into a system that isn't going to change the rules every 5 minutes, Bitcoin does that. Bitcoin is the clear winner here. So what are your thoughts? Do you agree with Nicholas Merten that Bitcoin is likely to skyrocket to a 6-digit valuation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. And now for our next story of the day, Bitcoin. This financial trend could not be more bullish for BTC. After March's 50% crash, there are many reasons to be bearish on Bitcoin, as seen by the recent decrease in the crypto market's liquidity and some traders publicly throwing in the towel. Losers. The crash forced many to abandon the space, but according to a prominent macro investor, a trend is transpiring that could not be more bullish for Bitcoin. That's what's up. Bitcoin to be boosted by this factor. According to Dan Tapiro, the founder of DTAP Capital and Gold Bullion International and the Bitcoin Bull, the recent price action in the investment-grade corporate bond market has been truly incredible, maybe even once in a lifetime. He looked to the below chart, which I'll share in a moment, which shows that the index of corporate bonds has almost reached all-time highs after a severe 20% correction, which is the result of the Federal Reserve buying bonds to the tune of dozens of billions of dollars a week to stabilize the economy. What's crazy is that this trend is far from over, with the U.S. Monetary Authority promising to purchase an unlimited amount of bonds in the future to prevent the collapse of corporations. Here's what Dan Tapiro had to share on crypto Twitter. Truly incredible, maybe even once in a lifetime. Investment grade corporate bond index back to near all-time highs. Fed buying up junk bonds too. Risk of bankruptcies reduced even with 20 million unemployed. Unprecedented, unlimited liquidity could not be more bullish for gold and Bitcoin. And he included this chart, which I'll include in the show notes below the video in the description for you to reference and check it out for yourself. And taking a look at some of the replies, Running Man wrote, "Thank you for your input. I agree 100%, but I just wonder, with so many smart people who manage billions, why has Bitcoin not gained more attention? I just think with the RV community and influencers like you and R. Paul, there'd be more of a move in accumulation." And Dan Tapiro responded, "Takes a very long time and in-depth research and reading. No existing framework for investors to understand simply and quickly. In the world of total assets still relatively small, many other reasons as well." So could a $20,000 Bitcoin price be inbound? Indeed, the consensus amongst many prominent investors and industry executives is that the actions by the Federal Reserve and the government to pump liquidity into the economy will only boost Bitcoin. As per previous reports from News BTC in the April edition of the newsletter Crypto Trader Digest, with the BITMEX CEO Arthur Hayes, who wrote that while Bitcoin has the potential to retest $3,000 yet again if the global markets roll over, his year-end price target remains $20,000. $20,000 and actually covered this in depth in yesterday's episode of Crypto News Alerts. And before we get to our next story of the day of Arthur Hayes saying, all in mofos on Bitcoin and gold, let's take a look at the overall cryptocurrency market. As you can see, Bitcoin is down 0.7% for the day, hovering just above that $6,800 support. Ether is up 0.18%, trading at $158. XRP up 0.5%, trading just below 19 cents. Link is pumping at all the major altcoins. It's pumping more than all the rest, up 7%, trading at $3.28. EOS is up 0.69%, one of my favorite numbers, trading at $2.52. Miss Litecoin down 0.2%, trading at $42.57. BSV down 3%, trading at $184, and Bitcoin Cash down 1.2%, trading at $234. Satoshi Vision and Bitcoin Cash both just recently completed their halvings, and they haven't been going up since then, which is also interesting to throw into perspective. And now for our last story of the day. BitMEX founder Arthur Hayes puts out a thought-provoking piece on the company blog. He talks about the effects of the COVID-19 crisis on the global economy and states that nothing will ever be the same again. The USD fiction is over. It's time for a new mental crutch. He's opting for Bitcoin and gold. What will your fiction be? Arthur Hayes paints a grim picture of the post-COVID-19 world as charismatic as ever. This piece by Mr. Hayes is definitely worth a read. It's a sort of summary of the Bitcoin standard and a more colorful language thrown in. It also contains some grim predictions of the post-world COVID-19. Hint, it's not going to be pretty. Hayes predicts a total collapse of the US dollar. He says that the US is the only country that can depreciate its currency to the degree necessary to continue to generate economic activity at a level which honors the credit in the system and promises to their plebes. He then talks about a well-known problem of printing too much money with rampant inflation. Remember that all raw commodities are priced in dollars. If you print too much money to monetize your government debt, your currency craters and inflation runs rampant. At that point, the Jacobins enter the street, and you better not be munching on a cake. Hayes says that this is how he sees the world over the next 10 years, a pretty dismal picture. Here's what he said. I have no idea on timing, but the strong US dollar will break the back of the global economy and force a reset. The question, what the new system will look like. All the global chaos and financial meltdown will eventually swing the pendulum to Bitcoin. He says that the setup for Bitcoin, the hardest form of digital money, could not be better. However, he doesn't know when exactly the wider public will move toward it. In fact, he doesn't discard the fact that Bitcoin could test 3,000 again in the near future. Here's what he said. Could the price retest 3K? Absolutely. As the SPX rolls over and tests 2,000, expect all asset classes to puke again. As violent as the Q1 collapse in asset value was, we have almost 100 years of imbalances to unwind the ancient regime. However, despite the sobering scenario, Hayes still stands behind his previous call of the end of the year Bitcoin price of $20,000. Go BTC. So that's something to be hopeful for, even if the world around you will crumble beneath your feet. Got to be optimistic, right? Hayes ends by stating there's only two things to own during the transition to the new monetary system after the total collapse of fiat. They are Bitcoin and gold. Here's what he said. I will take my inflation-adjusted pocket rockets, gold and Bitcoin, and call your Bretton Woods 7-2 offsuit all in, mofos. Well said. What do you make of Arthur Hayes' latest post? And I'll include this in the resources below the video in the comment section so you can check it out and reference it for yourself. Do you feel that Bitcoin will test that $20,000 all-time high this year? What do you think the likelihood of Bitcoin dropping back below $3,000? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. And are you all in like Arthur Hayes? I know I am. Let me know in the comments right down below. And checking out the overall cryptocurrency market cap, we're sitting at 196 billion with 124 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. And the current BTC dominance is 64%. 0.1%. And taking a look at the top gainers within the top 100, Cybervein up 23%, trading at 2.8 cents. Golem up almost 10%, trading just below 4 cents. Chainlink up almost 7%, trading at $3.28. Bitcoin Gold up 6.5%, trading at $9.47. Kyber Network up 6%, trading at 49 cents. And Seal up almost 5%, trading just below 7 cents. And now for the biggest losers, Digitex Futures down almost 7%, trading just below 5 cents. Swipe down 4.9%, trading at 68 cents. Quant down 4.8%, trading at $4.62. Nexo down 4.6%, trading at 10 cents. Waves down 3.9%, trading at $1.01. And Bitcoin Satoshi Vision down 3.5%, trading at $185. And now checking out the BitMEX margins, we can see the bears are back in control, but barely, leading with about 37 million in superiority in the last 24 hours, with shorts leading 51.28% versus 48.72% longs. Are you currently bullish or bearish on Bitcoin? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. And now checking out one of my favorite indicators, it's the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, showing we're currently rated a 15 in extreme fear. Yesterday was a 15, last week was a 12, and last month was a 12 in extreme fear. So we've been in extreme fear for quite some time. So what does that mean? Well, extreme fear can be a sign that investors are too worried. That can be a great buying opportunity. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. And now checking out the Bitcoin block reward halving countdown. Let's go. Let's do this. We have 31 days, 14 hours, 6 minutes, and 28 seconds remaining until the estimated date of the Bitcoin halving, set to be May 13th. I am very bullish. I can't believe we're just about 4 weeks out for this notorious event I've been waiting a very long time for. I don't know about you. There's a phenomenon Teeka Tiwari often discusses, and it's a mixture of two factors: the Bitcoin halving, which only occurs approximately every 4 years, as well as high demand in the crypto space. And when these two factors are combined, we see a massive parabolic surge in the crypto market. I'm expecting this to take place soon, and I think we may see the height of it all in 2021. I know Plan B of the stock to flow model, he forecasts a 6-digit Bitcoin price. I just gave you a forecast in today's show from Nicholas Merten, also showing you the macro movements of what's going on in the crypto space. He's also predicting a 6-digit Bitcoin by 2022. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments right down below. And I want to encourage you to check out the description right below this video by clicking show more in the description right down below for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the market. And this goes for all the videos here on my channel. Also have some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including the blog to my podcast, which could be found at cryptonewsyes.com. This is updated every day and allows you to download the latest episode of the show. Also, be sure to subscribe on YouTube if you haven't yet already done so. I greatly appreciate your support. And we're also on all the major podcasting platforms, including Apple's iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher Radio. So whichever podcasting platform you're active on, please help support the show. It's greatly appreciated. You can also follow us on Twitter to receive daily crypto news alerts. My Twitter handle is CryptoNewsYes. And I also have a private crypto Facebook group. To become a part of that, simply click this link, request to join. I'll be sure to plug you in. And I also have a private crypto Telegram chat, which I am very active on. To become a part of this, click this link specifically from a mobile device and you'll automatically be added. And I'm looking forward to connecting with you on the inside. Well, that's going to conclude today's show. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and journeying along with me inside this incredible crypto revolution. Why don't you sit back, relax, have a crypto cocktail as we watch the sunset together and watch Bitcoin go straight to the moon. I'm pretty confident and very bullish on Bitcoin, especially with this crisis occurring worldwide. I couldn't be more bullish. I'd love to know your thoughts. I appreciate you tuning in. As always, if you gain value out of today's episode, be sure to smash that subscribe button and click that bell icon to receive notifications of the latest premium crypto news. And real quick before I go, if interested in attending a free online event with the #1 most influential person in cryptocurrency, a true BTC legend, Charlie Shrem, to discover how traders are making 100 to 500% gains even in a bear market where there's all this volatility like we're experiencing right now, and without making a single trade on their own because they're leveraging the skills of Charlie Shrem. Be sure to click the link right down below this video in the description, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode. Peace.